I've just blown the electrics in my house. Great start.
Do we know where the fuse box is?
Hello and welcome to this week's video from the Midnight Diary. My name's Gemma and it's so lovely to have you here. If you're a new viewer, welcome. This is a pretty good one to dive in on. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. After 3 back-to-back podcast style videos, I'm now bringing you another behind the scenes at the diary. Last week, my lovely friend Mina, who is the knitting expat here on Instagram, YouTube, Instagram, Ravelry, fab knitwear designer, came to visit me all the way from Kent, and we had a great time dyeing yarn. We were hoping to do a few more yarny things, take you around, show you a bit more of Devon. Unfortunately, poor Mina is cursed. And she got sick. So she did unfortunately have to spend most of Friday in bed, but I was just really grateful to be able to give her a rest, because when you are wrangling small children, you are on red alert all the time, and she could actually chill and rest here. So hopefully that was a help. Anyway, I also forgot to film halfway through the vlog. So I just randomly stop and yeah, but we'll see what we've got anyway. Mina's doing a vlog as well, and that'll be up soon. We were just dyeing yarn for fun tonight. This week, playing around and having some fun and planning what kits Mina wants to take to Yarningham. She's got a designer booth at Yarningham on the 13th, 14th of July, and the designers are allowed to have kits for their patterns. And so we were planning kits that she might like to take. So we're doing that. So I'm not going to reveal any of that to you yet. But yeah, come and join Mina and me in the kitchen as we dye some yarn. Hello and welcome to the dye studio, aka my kitchen. I'm here with my friend Mina.
Hello.
And I'm really excited. Yes, in response to my last video, I did cry a little bit when I picked her up. But not straight away. It was like a slow burn. Like, oh, this is so lovely. Yeah, I welled up a bit. So yeah, we are vending, well, Mina is vending at Yarningham in 13th and 14th of July?
Yes,
13th and 14th of July. Robin was right, I was wrong. He corrected me. I said 14th, 15th. He went 13th, 14th. I was like, okay. So my 2-year-old knows what I'm doing better than I do. Yeah, and so Mina's come down to visit and we're plotting, and I'm going to turn my dishwasher on pause because you don't need to hear that. And yeah, we're just going to play today, really. We're sort of planning kits, aren't we, for your designs, because Mina's having a designer booth, but I think mostly we're just going to have some fun and dye some yarn. So yeah, okay,
colour.
Here we go. I've just blown the electrics in my house. Great start.
Do we know where the fuse box is?
Ah!
What?
Wet feet already.
Oh, sorry.
I tried to straighten the wet feetness.
That's my fault.
So I'm a bit naughty, and I actually do use my cooking pots, but I don't use them to dye in. I just use them to heat water.
Yeah, that's not
And
naughty.
it's food grade citric acid. That's all that goes in these. So I'm a kitchen dyer at the end of the day. I've got X amount of space.
Gotta make the most of it.
Exactly. So what I'll do is I'll just heat this up. I'll put this on the big one, get it going a bit faster.
Do you have lids? We can help them heat up quicker.
Yeah, actually on there.
This one?
Yeah. 1, 2 will do in that. We can always add more. So get that heated up. Now I've stopped using a thermometer.
Sure.
I used to. I had a digital one and then it just stopped working. I've still got that kind of not mercury one, but you know what I mean, traditional one. But to be honest, if I stick my finger in and say ouch.
Very scientific way of doing
Very
it.
scientific. I used to be very, very scientific, and I think if I was doing lots of like repeat colourways all the time,
You would do.
I would do. I had these really great little measuring spoons that had like
I remember.
nip and
I remember.
pinch, and yeah, haven't been able to get them again.
What happened to the ones you had?
I think, you know, when you move house and things just sort of disappear. Yeah.
Fair
I'll
enough.
find it in a random box at some point.
Why? Why? Is this happening to me? This bride don't die up.
Just come trash my house instead.
You suggested this, didn't you?
Mm.
Alright, is that good? Looks like it's dissolved.
What do you want to go with next?
I don't know.
Well, green, you'll have traffic lights.
Yeah. I was just thinking that blue would be a bit too much primary colours. So, I don't know, orange, I guess?
Yeah.
Kind
I
of
mean, the
keeping
rest
in
you could
the-
do in like small sections, maybe. I don't know, it's up to you.
Ah!
Snip to it. Oh, I'm very tall on that stool.
Just thinking what we could do with the rest of it.
We could put a purple on. We could put green. Put a teal. That'll take it away from the primary, secondary.
Let's go for...
Here we are.
Oh, you know what? Let's do navy.
Navy. I love navy.
That'd be pretty.
It's my favourite. And which one are we using navy on?
I can't remember now.
I'm just thinking, but we are going to use it on one of the others. So if I make some big batch, then that's
Sure.
cool.
Yeah.
Brilliant. We use a big coffee jar.
Sounds good.
Yes. See, my coffee's good for some things.
I use pasta jar.
No,
Or do you
I
pre-mix
mix.
it?
I mix it and then pour.
Sure, that sounds like a good idea.
I mean, you can do it either way.
No, let's do it your way.
But yeah. Right. So what colour are we going with? Purple.
Pink.
Pink.
We'll go into the hot fuchsia first.
Hot fuchsia.
Yeah. Turn the handle round so you don't do that again.
Okay. Well, I'm going to hold the handle first. Right. So I'm going to do a big jug of the hot pink.
Okay. Yeah, because I think we'll use that for the other ones as well.
Yeah, and we can always add to it as well.
How much of that do you want to put in? All of it? At least you can get rid of one pot.
Yeah. I might have 6 pots of hot fuchsia. Right. Do you want to mix that one up?
6? I thought there was only 4. You find more?
There's another one in the cupboard.
Fair enough. Is that enough dye for this amount of water?
This is. Did you ever see my leg warmers colourway? Oh, should I turn the hob off?
That might be helpful.
Yeah, it's Crack Your Phone's green pink.
Oh, geez, yeah, wow.
Yeah, and it does come out very bright.
All right, so I guess we will see.
And we can always add to it, but we can't take it away. That's the
fair.
thing to remember. So with this one, you can use the K-bar.
Gemma, do you not have tongs for this?
No, I did. I don't know what happened to it all. So you just gently move it to one side to get it out of the way. Your non-superwash stuff is super fluffy, so it's taking up loads of room. And then if you pour that into that side, I've got a black hob, so I'm less precious about whether or not to get it over it. That'll do. Don't need to use it all.
I know, I was waiting for you to tell me when to stop.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay.
And
I have no idea what I'm doing, Gemma.
You were really good when we did the foresty green.
No, I know, but like in terms of like the actual like how much do I pour in bit?
Oh, I always go with you can add more.
Oh, yeah.
You can't take it off. So, I mean, you can see what's happening to that. It's got that really lovely purple. This is going to take ages to absorb the colour. So what we'll do is we'll just leave that there.
Okay.
On a low heat, simmering. And that will exhaust. I mean, in about half an hour, if that's not exhausting, I'll chuck some more citric acid in it and it will help it up.
Yeah.
This one might take some more dyeing. We might end up having to lie this in a bain-marie and like...
throwing more stuff at it.
Yeah.
Let's see. If look, worst case, I'll just chuck a bunch of navy on it.
Navy is like my neutral. It's perfect. It fixes everything. Everything's better with navy blue. Right. So yeah, leave it alone. Don't felt it. So Helen Goody Yarn shared this on one of her vlogs, that for speckling, one way of doing it is to fill a thingy with salt, or mostly fill it with salt, and then put some of the dye in that you're planning on using, because what it does...
It's the Aztec gold.
No, I know, I was looking for one that I've got as an example already, that's already broken up, because obviously we have to mask up to do this. That's lilac and salt in there. You can... can't really see it, you can hear it.
Yeah.
It's much more separate, and it means it stays separate when you pop it onto the yarn. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use some of that, mix it with salt, and then use it to speckle this yarn that Mina's got. Just to make sure it doesn't touch the hot pink that's on there.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm just going to put a teeny tiny bit. You only need the tiniest bit when you're speckling. It's just a little bit moisture on the bottom to stop the yarn burning. Sure. There you go. Right. Is it still moist from...
Yeah, it's still quite wet.
Still quite damp, because we've pre-soaked all these yarns.
Yeah.
Overnight.
A bit of hot pink and it wouldn't be bad, because there is a bit of like that pinkish bit on there.
That's true. But we're going to speckle more than just the Aztec gold, aren't we? So
yeah. I guess we're throwing in some pink speckles now.
I guess we are.
Or something reddish.
So, I mean, this was me being, I guess, a little bit thoughtless in that I didn't think about... I just chucked all the yarns in together to soak, and obviously one of them has bled a little bit.
But I wasn't expecting any of them to bleed.
No, but with hand dyed, there's always a risk.
Yeah, but there was only one in there that was hand dyed, which is why I think that's the one that bled. But that's all right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all spread out now as best as possible.
Right, so now it's the speckling. So you'll need your mask on again.
I always took the actual Aztec off.
Oh my god, that would have been so rich. So yeah, in theory, you can just gently tap the side of the jar, and it will just speckle on. It will take a minute or two to soak in, so the colour won't appear immediately. Obviously, the more densely you tap it, the bigger the speckles will be. That should work.
Okay, let's see what that does. Oh, it's starting to show up
You
already.
can start the colour. Yeah, you can see the colours starting to show.
How long does that usually take to show up?
It's getting darker as we're watching it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if we popped it on the plate as well.
Okay, just figure out
You hold that, I'll hold this. There we go. And that will just warm up.
Let me move that over here.
If we go that way, that can hang out like that, and we'll just. It's my first time using this. That's quite exciting. There we go. Oh, look, you can see the speckles.
Yeah.
So some of it has gone more splodgy, and some of it has gone more speckly. So it's first time using a hot plate, so I've got to be a little bit careful that we don't burn your yarn. But
That's alright. Like I said, none of this stuff is super precious.
So everyone's getting an experimental vlog. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I called it the Dye Day Diaries.
Dye Day Diary, nice. Devon Diaries. Dye Day.
Devon Dye Day Diaries. So how many D's can you fit into the title?
Do.
Oh, sounds like something sizzling.
Yeah, I'd go ahead and turn that off.
Yeah.
It won't take long because we mixed the... Oh no, we didn't.
Citric acid, we didn't put any citric acid in it.
No, we put it on the water that we put in with it. But
That's
once...
not a lot.
It's not a lot. We didn't soak it in citric acid. So what I would probably do at this point, let's see, this should work. This should
Look,
work.
if it destroys the speckles, so be it. Like, it's really not the end of the world.
You only need a tiny weeny bit of water to stop it like burning.
Yeah.
And this water has got citric acid in it. And also what we'll do to set it afterwards is we'll pop it in the oven.
Yeah. There's one.
Oh wow, look at that. That has got so much more oomph now, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I quite like the... How do you feel about the bits of purple that are still poking through?
No, I don't
Purple
mind.
blue. I think they're really pretty.
I do want to put a bit of blue over this though.
Yeah. So what colour? Because you can do that now. You can
Yeah,
put the dye.
I'm just trying to find the other end so I can. Oh, sorry. I'm just trying to find the other cable tie. There we go.
Oh, that looks really nice. So my old. Have you just broken my fork?
I have broken your.
That's my very best plastic fork.
I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that is awesome. That is really cool.
Gold ochre. This gold oak is really nice as well. That was a nice colour. Look at that.
Oh, that's really beautiful. So have you mixed any of these, or are these?
No, these are all straight out the jars.
Yeah.
They'll mix in the pan.
It works quite well us dyeing together because, like, you can teach me about colours, and I can teach you about dyeing. Oh, that is stunning. Suddenly, this yarn is so much more exciting.
And then we had a little bit of that cherry red, was it? I'll throw that in as well. Use up that dye.
Well, it's got orangey tones to it,
Yeah,
the cherry
so I
red,
think
so it'll
it
go
would work.
really well.
Ooh, that's a glob. Alright, well, I guess we'll see how that turns out. Just add a bit of water to this.
It does settle, unfortunately. Oh my gosh, that is so
At least that went on the skein I was the
beautiful.
least concerned about. So if something bad happens to it, it's not
It's fine.
What I might do with this pink neppy one is do like once this is all set, do an over dye on it with the russet,
Yeah,
just to kind of unify the colour because there's a lot of that. I mean, I guess I could just squidge it and then that will absorb.
you can squidge it,
Yeah, that
and you
might
could also grab a plastic spoon and lift the glob off if you're not sure about the glob. Or you could just rub it in like that.
I'm trying to decide whether I want to whiten them.
I'd leave them.
Yeah.
I would leave them. You
Alright.
can always add more if you decide later on,
Right.
but yeah. And what we'll do in a bit is turn them over in a
I was
bit.
going to say, I'm just looking to
Let
see.
this set first.
Alright.
And then turn it over, because otherwise, well, I've done it too quickly before because I've been like trying to be super efficient, and occasionally what happens when you turn it over, because when it hits the moisture on the bottom, it just goes and you've got some really nice colour bleeding and blending in here. But if you flip it too quick, it just goes and you lose it.
I just call some sort of thing. Then I'm kind of want it a little bit less
white,
a little bit less variegated and more sort of tonal, like changing colours more gradually with less of the white.
And you can totally do that. Let's just, what I would say is let it set a little bit first, because what you don't want, you've got these beautiful oranges and reds. If you're not careful and you go in too quick, is it can just go brown and sludge. But you can add, and you can choose where it goes as well. So you can bring the tones in, and you can use a brush or a fork and actually drag the dyes down, so you can control the blending a bit more.
Because I don't want it to end up being like super pale on one side of the yarn.
We'll flip it. We will flip it.
So
just let it, mix up more dye. Sure. Where you use straight colours, that's nice and easy. And then once it's had a moment to just be happy, then we can flip it, and then you'll keep those beautiful colours, and you can control the blending and the variegation without it going muddy.
It's an art medium called Brusho, and it's basically dye, crystallised dye pieces, mixed with salt.
Cool.
My hair's a mess. And you sort of sprinkle it onto water, and it has like a similar sort of effect. So that's why when you said mixing it with salt, I was like, oh, well, actually, this might work for speckles as well. So
that's really cool. We're just elevating our dyeing here, just casually. So this is the one that we put the navy over in the end, the navy glaze, and it has made it a bit more punchy and moody, which is great.
No, that was black.
Black, this one.
Navy's
on the other one.
In the oven.
Sorry. And then you've got this. It looks like sludge, but honestly, it's really, really beautiful. You can see it more when we start to rinse it out. That's just cooling, and then we will rinse it out properly in a minute. But yeah, it's got some really, really beautiful tones in there.
Yeah, this one in particular has got some nice lighter patches.
Yeah. And we've got some drying on the line as well. So that's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.